Banished is a real-time strategy survival city building video game from 2014 that in my opinion is one of the most underrated and simultaneously one of the hardest video games of all time. You see, in Banished, you're presented with a group of people who are settlers in a new land, and with them they've brought along just a little bit of food, a little bit of clothes, and a little bit of tools, and the goal is to turn that tribe of people into a thriving settlement that then you'll turn into a thriving village and into a thriving town, and maybe even more, unless everyone dies due to not having food or being too cold. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, it's time to see just how many tries it will take for us to beat the hardest possible start in the hardest video game of all time. So let's jump in to Banished. Alright, folks, here we are in Banished. Let's go ahead and start up a new game, and you will see now pretty much how we set up, the hardest possible start. So let's go ahead and create a new town right here. It's going to be called the Jeff Town because, well, my name is Jeff. Let's go ahead and click a few different map seeds. Now, these are all of the things we can mess with. Terrain type, obviously, mountains is more difficult to be in. And then terrain size, we want a large population, we want a huge city. Too bad, no room for that. We're gonna create terrain size small. Everything is gonna be tight, the map is gonna be tiny. Climate, we're gonna set on harsh, so not mild, that's the chill one. Not fair, which is the regular one. Harsh, that's right, horrible winters. Everyone's gonna die of the freezing cold. Disasters are obviously on, and starting conditions are hard. You can see right here, on easy, lots of families come in, a large amount of clothing, wood, firewood, building materials, and tools. Homes are already built. On medium, it's, a little bit between. And on hard, ladies and gentlemen, just 4 families, small amount of clothing, food, firewood, and tools are provided. No seeds for farming are available either. So, let's start it up. Alright, folks, here we are in Jefftown. Actually, the game didn't put us in too bad of a spot, I gotta say. We got this little flatland right here that we're in, so I like that quite a lot. Let's go ahead and pull out, all of the resources and stuff like that. So there we go, that's our stats about Jefftown. We got 16 citizens, it's early spring in year 1, 8 adults, 8 kids, and we only got 100 firewood, 1200 food, 20 tools, and 20, pieces of clothing. So let me just drag this down to right here. Let's pull out the map. There's our little map and where our little settlement is gonna be. So map actually not too bad, I gotta say, man. I gotta say. And there we go. Over here we'll have the professions as well, which we will deal with as soon as we create, jobs for our people. And this is just, resource limits that we're gonna mess with later. So okay, first things first, we need house. Not the guy from New Vegas, obviously, although that would be awesome because he would just get his robots to build the houses, but we need to create homes for these people. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do right here is obviously tell these guys to, chop down some trees next to them, destroy some rocks so they have resources to build the houses. All right, so I've told our people to clear out certain things over here, as you guys can see, and I've put down 3 houses, which should be enough, for these families. So there we go, we can see these guys scurrying off right here, chopping down the trees, banging on the rocks and stuff, so we can put down houses, because that is priority number 1. It is early spring, so the weather is gonna be okay-ish, in the next couple of parts of the year, in the next couple of seasons. But man, once fall comes around, it's gonna be tough. Luckily, no one is freezing or starving just yet. These little icons that we see, they're only homeless. And listen, being homeless is not that bad. There we go, folks. The little houses have been built, so now we still have citizens that are homeless, so we do need to put down another house, which of course I will do. There we go, we can plop it down right there, and I'm also gonna extend their little road, because listen, infrastructure is important, man. Let's say this is in Europe, so infrastructure is important, but I've also built them up a little stockpile here. A couple of people have grown up, which means they can do work as well. But now, once this house is secured, these people are also gonna need to secure food. And what better way to get food than river? What food is in river? fish, just ask the grizzlies, man. Just ask the grizzlies. So let's go ahead and set up a little fishing dock right here that our people can use to catch some fish. There we go. We'll put it out on this little jutting out area, and they should be able to get stuff from over there. So there we go. We'll get a couple of more builders right there, and that's at least, you know, one way that they're gonna be able to secure food. Obviously, you know, we can have like crop fields and orchards and stuff like that that you can't see because it's behind me, but we don't got seeds. We can't plant anything, so it's either fishing, hunting, or gathering. And maybe we do a little gatherer's hut here as well, huh? Maybe that wouldn't be bad either. But we also need firewood, and we also need a woodcutter. Wait, this is way harder than I thought. Ugh. See, the problem with a tiny-ass map like this is you kind of got nowhere to put these guys that you want to put down, man. Because if we want to put down, yeah, I've just started building a woodcutter right here, by the way. If we want to put down a forester lodge, you guys can see that it pretty much operates in this little circle. So in that little circle, the guys that are employed as, you know, foresters will plant and chop down trees, right? But, you know, they can't go over the river because we need to build them a bridge. And then if we, you know, if we put down another food one, for example, like a gatherer, they'll also be gathering in the same area. And all right, for our first try right here, obviously I'm gonna try with the fish, the woodcutter, and the forester lodge, and we'll see if we're lacking anything or anything like that. You're kidding me, man. It can't have already started. We're already out of firewood, dude. We're already out of firewood. Luckily it's early summer, so we got like 3 more half seasons, or whatever you want to call it, third seasons, before these people really start to heat their homes. But if we take a look at the temperature, it's 33 degrees, man. Celsius, by the way. Why is your, you know, why are your chimneys smoking? Maybe they're just cooking. Okay, so we've built up the 4th house. No one is homeless anymore, which is good. However, now they are freezing. Now they are freezing. They're not starving just yet. The progress on the fishing dock is not that good, and the progress on the forester lodge is also not that good. Can we get some positive news here, man? And now we're out of food too. Man, it hasn't even been 1 year. And you know, obviously, folks, we'll learn as we go along, man. If we fail this time, you know, this is all science. If we fail this time, that means houses aren't a priority next time. Next time, first we'll do food, or first we'll do, you know, chopping wood. It's all a learning experience here, man. Okay, slight progress. The woodcutter is up, and luckily we only need to employ one of them. So that's not bad at all, man. That's not bad at all. There we go. Let's continue working on infrastructure in the meantime by building a road like that. You know, we've hit early autumn, so the temperature is fairly low, I would say, but we do have the fisherman thingy up. Food is important as well, so let's employ 4 fishermen, I guess. There we go. Forester lodge is up as well. Now it says 4 people need to work there. Right now we do have the surplus, but yeah, okay, so 1 food source secured, woodcutter there, forester there, so these guys will focus on the trees. I mean, right now we're getting logs up, so that means we need more food. More food. Now, fishing dock, hunting cabin. Hunting cabin, where... we just can't put him down anywhere, man. People can't get there. Huh. Gatherer's hut, perhaps. But does it make sense to be in the same woods that they'll chop down trees in? Probably not, but... let's put it down. You know, a good thing is our population is growing, man. Right now we have 20 people. I forgot how much we started off with, but yeah. I guess we start off with 16 since 4 of them have been born. But yeah, this family is starving. Why'd you have a kid then? Huh? Why'd you have a kid if you can't feed the other 2? You know, we need to release the condoms mod for Banished. The snow has hit, ladies and gentlemen, and we officially have our first death not even a year in. Santa the Builder has died of starvation. I mean, it is what it is. More bad news, obviously it's never good news in Banished. The woodcutter has died of starvation, and then the builder has also died of starvation. So, we're still 1 up though. We still got 17 people. It's not even a year in, man. What the hell am I doing wrong? We're officially at less people than we started off with because 2 children have died of starvation. This This is such a jolly game, isn't it? What the hell, bro? We got food. Oh, no, that's firewood. Damn, I guess fish and fishing at -4 degrees isn't enough to feed people. But wait, no! It's not like the river's frozen over or the fish are hibernating, bro. What's the issue? And ladies and gentlemen, we've officially made it to year 2, man. Listen, we had 4 people born, which means we were up to 20. Now we're at 13, which means 7 people died. Which is almost as much as people that we, you know, half as much as people that we started off with. But, hey, I see this as an absolute win. Less people, less firewood being used, less mouths to feed. Come on, bruh. You're not thinking with science-y. How are people still dying, man? What the hell? Well, we've hit autumn, and I have obviously more bad news because, well, more people are dead, and we're down to 2 adults and 2 children. That's it. We have vacant houses, everyone. We've become Baltimore. Okay, so... Oh, okay, obviously this... Yeah. Just maybe fishing. Fishing isn't enough, or it's, like, badly positioned. I think our focus was too much on other things, man, because firewood, we got up relatively quickly, man. In fact, I don't think we needed this, because we already were chopping down the trees in order to, you know, build space and stuff like that. So logs and firewood is enough. So one thing we don't do is this, and I think I don't do fishing either, and instead I set up gathering and hunting, I think. But yeah, let's see if these guys, I don't know, make bebe or something and you know, increase the population. The children and someone else has died. All hope rests in the hands of one man. The woman, Yarita. She's a fisherman. A fisherman woman, if you will. Dude, you know, one thing I'm not getting is that there's like 4 crates of fish here. Right? And there's another crate of fish right here. So, what needs to happen? Who do I tell to do what? So they bring the fish here or something like that. I think that's the issue. And you know, I don't think it can be laborers because I always had laborers. The last man standing, Yarita the woman, the fisherman woman, has died. And that's officially try number 1. All right, but we learned a lot there, folks. I mean, basically, you know, just more food, man. I'm gonna keep everything the same. Mountain, small, harsh, on hard. There we go, boom. How do you get your town to collapse like that? What the hell? Okay, let's see. Is our terrain more favorable? No, in fact, it's... Well, actually, I do think this is better terrain, because look at this wide open plain that we have right here. That's awesome. Okay, no fishing will be happening, but hunting and gathering will be. Return to caveman. All right, so the first thing I've put down is actually a hunting cabin and a gatherer's hut, and I'm immediately gonna set 6 builders to do that. This time we actually have even less people, dude. This time we have 14 people, which is, it's all right. So while those guys go off and build that, the rest of the guys are just gonna, you know, clear some resources right here that we can use. And let's also build these guys a little bit of a stockpile right, I don't know, right where they're standing. Actually, it can be, you know, this big. I think that's enough. And then we'll do houses. Alrighty, things are progressing. You know, my train of thought this time is you can't lack firewood to heat your home if you don't have a home. So that's how we get rid of that. But the hunting cabin is up. So let's go ahead and employ 3 hunters. And there we go, the other guys can do the rest. I'm also building them a storage barn, and of course we can't forget about the woodcutter, the guy that produces logs, because, well, that was one of the few successful things that we did last time. Alright, you know what? Nice. The storage barn is up. We've got the gatherer's hut as well. We got this thing, so now these guys should have everything they need to survive. So now we start doing the houses. So there we go. Let's put one down right there. These guys are never going to get any sleep because, well, the woodcutter is right across the street. And, you know, we'll do one more not right there because there's a cart in the way or something. Let's just do them one by one. You know, I think we're doing all right, man. It's late autumn. Yes, everyone is still homeless. but I'm building up the houses. We're stacked on logs, and food is actually going up, dude. So the hunting and the gathering is working. Okay. Well, you know, I guess those primitive people, you know, I guess they had it good before fishing, because apparently when people invented fishing, everyone starved. Yeah. All right, so it's officially winter. Only 2 houses have been built. Let's see if my theory works out that we'll build the houses in time, or will these homeless people die of, well, exposure? Oh, what the hell, dude. Now we don't got tools. I swear, you solve one problem, you get 8 different problems. So, if this guy doesn't have a tool, Moria, the woman, actually, if this woman doesn't have a tool, her job is hunter. What kind of tool do you need for a hunter? We don't got guns, so what does she use? A freaking spear or something? That's tricky. That's tricky, because tools... We do got a tool builder guy thing. There we go, the blacksmith. New tools from wood and iron. Oh, I don't know. I feel like we solved the housing issue first. Alright, it took a while, but we're learning more, folks, because it's late winter, man, and only now that these homeless people start freezing, right? So we got plenty of time to build up the houses. Yeah, we got plenty of time to build up the houses. No one has died, and in fact, 2 child have been born, which really only happens after you create houses. Oh my god, I cracked it. That's how you don't get more people, bruh. That's how you don't get more people. You don't build houses, because if you build houses, you'll get more people, which will use more logs and more food. But they could still die. Please build this house. It's early spring, it's not that cold anymore. Dude, I don't know if we got lucky, or do you actually not even need houses in the first year? If we fail this time, next time, not gonna do any houses, and we're just gonna focus on building up, you know, the blacksmith instead, because that's what they're lacking next. Yeah, that's what they're lacking next. There we go. Everyone is home more. Oh, that's a word I came up with. It's the opposite of homeless, you know, home more. But yeah, everyone has a house. We got firewood. Food is now we need a blacksmith. A blacksmith that's gonna create our tools. And we're gonna put him down. Okay, so I'm building up the blacksmith right now, and I just noticed we got like 4 tools. How did we get tools if we had no tools? So we're chugging along, it's early autumn too, and while we may have problems later, right now, man, we're kind of chilling, because our only kind of problem is the reserve of stone is low, and you don't really need rocks to live unless we're talking about salt, right? So yeah, I think we're doing all right, man. I think we're doing all right. It's just going to be so tricky to expand from this position right here, because once again, man, we're stuck in this little sort of thing. Now, the next thing we obviously need is a wood guy, right? And then once we, you know, gather up all the rocks and the iron that are on the ground, man, we'll need like quarries and mines and stuff like that. So it's really tricky. I think once we're done with the blacksmith, I think next step is the forest maker and cutter downer guy. All right, man, since we're doing kind of, I've started thinking about other things as well. Now, obviously, we have disasters, and one of the disasters that you can have is a fire, you know? So I think it's time we put down a well. Nope, that's a stupid idea, because we don't got stone, and I should use it on something smarter. So, well, let's not put down a well just yet. Okay, so tools, we're chilling now. What's next? Oh yeah, I said the woodcutter guy. The woodcutter and planter guy. Yeah, forester lodge. You know, right now I'm not seeing any negative things for us having all of these guys right next to each other, so that's what I'm gonna do, man. I'm just gonna put, you know, the forester, the hunter, and the gatherer right next to each other, and this right here is gonna be sort of our town perimeter, you know, at least on that side. Dude, I honestly actually think we're succeeding right now. No problems, no one has any problems. We've maxed out tools. Having a, you know, stockpile of about 50 is enough. Since we already survived 2 winters with a maximum stockpile of 200 firewood, I'm assuming that's enough. So let's just say it's 50 per house, right? Let's call it like that, even though it probably isn't. Now our challenge is going to be, though, getting more people to fill out the more jobs we need, right? Because someone like a woodcutter or a blacksmith or a brewer or something like that, it's all one guy, right? Whereas all of these other ones, man, they employ like 3 or 4 people. As you can see, we need 3 hunters, 4 gatherers for it to be max. I think it's also like 3 or 4 foresters. Same with herbalists and stuff like that. So Yeah, I think after we finish up the Forester Lodge, we need to try and expand our town even more, because we have created 3 bebe so far. As we can see, you know, they're still children, but we'll need to get more, because we need more people to work in more places so we can increase shareholder value and grow the gross domestic product, if you will, right? I mean, who cares about food and affordable housing when we can just, you know, make stoinks go up. Another good thing about the blacksmith is that when, you know, when he fills up the tools, man, we can just turn it off, you know, and that guy can go and do something else, which is nice. I would do it to the woodcutter as well, but I don't want to mess with the firewood, you know. Okay, Forester Lodge is done. I'm only going to employ 2 people there for now, because that's not really that high of a priority, but it's time to expand housing, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to build more houses. I mean, we have the room, don't we? So where do we put this other one down? Do we just keep going like this? Yeah, let's put it down right there, and then this little path can extend from it over here. Yeah, I love it when we actually do the actual city building stuff. There we go. House has been built. Gret and Gideonte can start their family, I guess. This is the Middle Ages after all. Let's resume production on this well, man. Dude, we're doing so well that I just got a warning, a positive warning for the first time. Look at this. Storage for produced goods is nearing capacity. Oh, we killed every single deer in our vicinity, man. The storage barn is full. Yeah, I mean, you know, town is thriving, man. What do you want me to say? It ain't my fault. So we do need to put down another storage barn, which of course we will do. We will do. Yeah, making people happy. Population still isn't growing as much, so I think I put down a 6th house. I think we're all right. I've increased the limit for firewood. There we go. We'll increase it even more to like 300 right here. That's good. Food is great. Food is excellent. I think it might even be too much having a hunting cabin and gatherer set, but everything else is all right. Let's put down a 6th house and another storage barn, man. Okay, now we're having an issue which could prevent us from expanding further, but luckily no one will die from it. The reserve of stone is low. Now, you know, obviously we can always collect these stones, but there is a way for us to produce stones as well, and that is by building up the, what you call it, the quarry. Now, the quarry is not something I don't think you do this early, man. I think it's like a way later type of thing, and it employs like, you know, 10 or 15 people or something like that. So that's really when you have like 80 or 100 people in your town, which I haven't been able to do so far on the hardest possible start. But yeah, there's still some stone that our people can walk to and gather. There's actually quite a lot over on this side as well, so yeah, we do need to get it. And even when you do everything right, man, even when you have housing, you have storage, you have food, you have firewood, things still can go wrong, man, because unfortunately Moria the laborer has died during childbirth. You know? At least it was 2 of them, man. So population still grows, baby. Let's get it. I think for now, to solve the issue of stone, we need to cross the river right here, because there is quite a lot of stone over here in this little area. So for that, we need to build these guys a bridge. But how are we going to build them a bridge without any stone? So, well, this house is done, so at least no more stone will be used on anything else. Yeah, wooden bridge, baby. Wooden bridge. There we go. Look at this, folks. Our people are thriving, man. After the 2 bebes were born to the lady that died over here, 3 more have been born. And now, you know, our population is actually increasing, dude. And if she hadn't died during childbirth, you know, we'd be up to 23 people right now. So, yeah, we're looking pretty good, man. Early winter 3, yo. Well, we're chilling, man. Moved 2 laborers, so now the foresters are filled up as well, even though that wasn't an issue at all, but at least, you know, it can be working at maximum capacity. You know, the only problem with gathering resources right now is that our people have to go kind of far away, because I've told them to take stuff from over here and from all the way over here and here. But, yeah, that's why, you know, I'm building multiple stockpiles, so then don't gotta carry stuff that far. But, we're looking good, man. We're looking good. Let's just gather up a bit more stuff, you know, not construct anything for a while, so we build up nice stockpiles, and then we'll do another little town expansion. But food, definitely not a problem. So far, firewood isn't a problem either. And of course, you know, to make these guys happier and to make them use not as much firewood, I think the next thing we want to build up you know, after we collect some stuff and put down maybe one more house, is gonna be a tailor. Used to make warm clothes to ward off the effects of winter. Now, I don't actually know what the tailor uses to produce those clothes if we don't have sheep. I guess it can use, yeah, we got textiles, yeah. Hides, because, oh, actually, yeah, now I remember, dude. You can do, like, leather clothes or wool clothes. Wool we can't do because we don't got sheep, but leather clothing we can do. You know, I'll have you know I'm a veteran of Banished. I have 6 hours in this game. It's summer in our 5th year, ladies and gentlemen. We're up to 27 people. I've built up one more house where Norwoodson lives right here. Shout out my boy Norwoodson. Building up another house, and the tailor is also done, so we can employ one of those people as a tailor, just like that. Looking super, super nice, man. Food is banging. Firewood is banging. We got everything, dude. This might be it, folks. This might be the successful one, man. Alrighty, folks. It's late winter in the same year. We're up to about 9 houses right here. Everything is functioning as it should. Everything is filled up with employees. We got 9 laborers now, which sure does help get things done faster, but, you know, there's more job opportunities to be had. So, something we can build up, man, is a schoolhouse to educate the people to be more productive. We can do a hospital. We can do a, because, you know, you can get, like, diseases and stuff like that. We can do a town hall. You can't see them because it's behind me, but you can do a chapel as well. Cemetery, too. Obviously, into the crop fields and the orchards and fishing right now is out of the way, but, yeah, so many things that can be done, man. We need a herbalist as well, a tavern, mines, quarries, but I think, you know, we focus on the well-being and the education of our people. So I think, man, it might be time for it might be time for a little school. You know, it might be time for a little school to be put down somewhere, somewhere, like right there. Now that the school is done and we've employed a teacher, even though there aren't any students just yet, I've also put down a herbalist right here. Those guys are basically going to collect herbs and medicine and stuff like that to help make the people healthier. We're really moving on up, man. Late summer, year 6. Really, once again, the moral of the story is that fish absolutely sucks, and your town will die if you do just fishing. You know, I did do a just fishing Banished video, now that I think about it. Watch that if you haven't already. Everything is going just so well, folks. Herbalist is up, man. We got people employed right there. Population growing. We even got students right now learning to get gooder at doing stuff. I've started constructing 2 more houses, man. It's time for our population to grow, yo. After we put down these 2 houses, man, I'm once again gonna continue with the amenities because we do need to have everything. So we've put down a well. There we go. I've removed myself so you can see everything right behind me. But a well has been put down. I've done a school. We can do a hospital, a town hall, a chapel, and a cemetery. I don't think these 3 are necessary right now. These 2 we can't do. Crop field and orchard. We got a pasture also we can't do. That's right. Fishing dock we're not gonna do. Hunting and gathering is down. Woodcutter we got, forester we got, herbalist we got, a blacksmith we got, tailor we got. You know what? I love getting drunk. Why not, you know, let the townspeople get drunk too? There we go, houses are up. I've increased, you know, the firewood limit. We're still good. We're not lacking anything, man. Even if we scroll all the way up, dude, the worst thing that has happened in the past, you know, 6 years is the reserve of stone being low, and Maria the laborer, once again, rest in peace, dying. Too bad we don't have a cemetery for her, but, you know, that'll have to wait. So, yeah, there we go. The tavern is up too, man. This guy gonna produce... wait, what is he gonna produce? What do we gather? Onions, berries, roots. That's what we got. Onions, berries, roots. What can he make liquor out of? Yeah, berries. Yeah, some blueberry cider, man. That's what's up. Hell yeah, that's at least something he can make. Now, of course, this is gonna take away some of the food, but we're still really good on food. And look, man, average health, 4.5 out of 5. Average happiness, 4.5 out of 5. Dude, these guys got everything they need. Hey, I'd live here as long as, you know, we get fiber optic internet. I'd live here. There we go. Let's employ a brewer. A little brewmaster, if you will, a brewmeister. You know, I read what the cemetery does, and it said prevents people from being sad once their elders die. And I just had to put it down. So there we go, man. Cemetery in a lovely place right next to the river. You know, you can visit your relatives right there when they, you know, pass away. Then you can pop on over to Joe's Tavern filled with berry cider. That's right. Why drown your sorrow in water when you can drown your sorrow in the best berry cider there is, all while still looking at your grandpa? I don't know. If this isn't prime real estate, man, I don't know what is. So there we go. We got a couple of other amenities out of the way. We got like 30-something people. Wait, where did my log go? I dismissed the log for some reason. There we go. All good. No one has died. Just people are being born and becoming students for learning gooder stuff. You know, lots of amenities out of the way, man. Lots of amenities out of the way. And from the things that I can build, you know, I think next up, boys, I think next up it's got to be a hospital, yo. Yeah, makes sense. All right, folks, so as we've been chilling, you know, it's summer in year 8, man. Our population is growing. We got, 40 people living in our town. All of the jobs are filled out. People are happy. Although, one thing I am noticing is that as our population grows, you know, the amount of store food that we usually have, the average, has gone down from about 3,500 to 1,600, which makes sense. Now, of course, we can sustain a couple of more people just with the hunting cabin and gatherer's hut, but we do need more ways to get food. Obviously, it's not going to be fishing because fishing sucks balls, even though I might do it. However, look at this right here, ladies and gentlemen. I am preparing to build a trading post. Now, this building costs quite a lot of resources. It is the biggest construction project we've done so far. However, with a trading post, we will be able to get new people, new settlers. That's right, completely different from our little incest gang right here to come into our town. But also, travelers and traders will come through offering to give us stuff such as, you know, seeds for apple trees, you know, seeds for pumpkins, sheep, cows, chickens, stuff like that. You know, me and you, 35 acres, we farming our own chickens, to quote the boss, Rick Ross. So let's see if that works out. The trading post has been constructed, ladies and gentlemen, so now we officially have the ability to get new stuff. It says 6 people need to work here, but you don't really need 6 people. Let's just put one guy in just so it functions. But really, man, stone is what's getting us. And, you know, we've pretty much mined all the surface stone, at least everywhere around us. So, you know, I didn't want to do this early, but we really have to put down a quarry. The problem is it's just so massive, man. And as you can see, the food reserve is going down. That's also gonna become an issue. I don't know. Do I return to fish? Because we do have the ability to put, you know, one of these down right here. It's just my question is, do we do it? I think we gotta do fish. There we go. I'm gonna put down one fishing thingy right there, and after that we're gonna build a quarry. Let's just go ahead and get this connected up right there, just like that, so people can walk nicely. And then we need to find a suitable spot for a quarry. And honestly, there aren't many, man. I really don't want to put it down like right here, even though if we destroy a road, well, actually, we can't even do it right here, can we? Yeah, we need to do it somewhere like here, which is honestly pretty far away, dude. All right, fishing dock has been put up. I immediately employed 4 fishermen and fisherman women to work there. Food is getting dangerously low, man. And it's not like we got that much more people than earlier, dude. We got 43 people. Yeah, I think the limit of, you know, hunting and gatherer's hut, obviously they're not the most efficient. They don't use up everything in their space. But I think the limit is about 35 people, and we still end up with a surplus. Okay, food situation is getting a little bit better. I am going to be honest. Fishing does help a little bit. Next thing I'm going to do right here is actually construct a market for these folks, which is, you know, sort of like a central hub where they, you know, trade and store resources. It does require a lot of workers, but still, this is one of those buildings that, just like the trading post, can function with just one dude working in it. So let's put down a market right there, you know, nice and central. Well, it's year 9 and we've officially had our second death. Lessica the fisherman has drowned. Come on, bro. Okay, so we're in year 10. And at this point, our original folks are going to start dying of old age. There we go. Len the Gatherer has died of old age, and so has Arlie the Blacksmith. We got laborers, obviously, to replace them. I've put down the quarry right here. What else am I building? What do I need builders for? I guess I'm building a bridge, that's right. Yeah, quarry stone cutter, there we go. It employs 15 people, man, but the most I can spare right now is like 2 of them, so at least we'll be getting a little bit of stone. Oh! A merchant has arrived at a trading post! We can... What does this guy have? He's got sheep. 6 sheep. Okay, to get all 6 of those sheep, I need to get people and get stuff in the inventory, which I don't have. I need 3,600 units. Really, the only thing I can spare is logs right here, man. Let's get some logs in here. Let's get like... we never got a shortage of that. Let's get like 500 logs in here. Let's also get like 20 hide coats and iron tools. These I think are worth more. Okay, let's get these in and see if we can do something like that. What? Of starvation. Adon the brewer. Oh, and the child of starvation. Really? Oh my god. That's it. But why? Why aren't we doing food, man? These guys should be able to do those things. And now I got the fishermen up. It's 41 people. We were running that easily last time. Maybe I close down the tavern. Make these guys not use stuff. Since, you know, we don't got it anyway. Oof, this is tricky. Oh, the trader left. I didn't get stuff in time. Okay, let's get like 500 firewood in here. How many herbs do I have? I don't have that many. Yeah, really the only thing we can trade is freaking wood, dude. Which sucks. And yeah, couple people died, man. Couple people died. It sucks. Yeah, 6 people died, and the one at the start, 7. 7 people have died so far. A lot of them from starvation. 2 from old age, 1 from drowning, 1 from childbirth. A couple of more bad news situations here, folks. Chorus the laborer and Camelton the laborer have both died of starvation, and Vaughn the child has just died. At least he won't terrorize O'Block when he grows up. But, yeah, I don't know. My goal has always been to make it 10 years. Let's call it more than 10 years. We just need to get to early spring, and I'm willing to call this a success. Honestly, man, even if we keep going, obviously our town won't collapse. All we gotta do is wait for the next trader and get literally 1 seed or 1 animal, well, 2 animals of the same kind, to just build up a farm or a you know, a field or an orchard or something like that. And then we'll be chilling. Yeah. But the limit, once again, I think just these 2 can sustain around 35 people. Yeah. And right now we're at, well, more than that, like 40-something. And there we go, folks. I think that's a pretty good place to call it, man. You know, after the deaths of Len the laborer and Nikki the laborer, we're still good. You know, we got 27 plus 6 plus 6, however many that is, which is like, I don't know, 70-something people. If we take a look at our cemetery right here, we got 11 people along with that initial chick. That's 12 people that died. We started off with 14, and right now, man, we're at 39, I think. And honestly, I think that is pretty successful, man. I think that is pretty successful because we more than tripled our little community right here. We built up so many houses. We built these guys a school, a blacksmith, a woodcutter. We built them a hospital, a tailor, a tavern. You know, we built them a cemetery, put down a market, trading post, fishing dock, which is where everything started to go down. We put down a quarry as well. We got a hunting cabin, a gatherer's hut, a forester lodge, and a herbalist. So many more things that we could do. Well, actually, not that many more things we can do, but things are looking all right, man. So, yeah. Honestly, we nailed down the start. And, you know, out of these 12 people that have died, I think 3 of them were of natural causes. It just says the child has died. It doesn't give us why, but 2 guys died of old age. So, honestly, man, not that many people dying of starvation. No one died due to freezing to death. And, you know, no natural disaster struck or anything like that. So, I gotta say, I feel like we got lucky. It only took us 2 tries to, well, survive the hardest possible start in one of the hardest games of all time. And honestly, this layout wasn't half bad either, man. I'll give you that. But yeah, luckily no horrifying disasters, no fires, no floods, no diseases or anything like that. So, you know, we did get lucky on that front. But aside from that, man, I think we're good. Like I said, it was my goal initially to hit 10 years and have the town still exist. We're in our 11th year, and sure, we could have a couple of more deaths, but once again, once a trader passes through, or a caravan of travelers comes through, if we build in a boarding house, our population will increase. We'll have orchards, we'll have fields, we'll have farms, and I think that is the hardest start pretty much beaten in our second try. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, man. If you enjoyed this video, if you like Banished, leave a like. Let me know in the comments below, have you played Banished and have you defeated the hardest start? And obviously, if you like this content and want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because well, let's face it, why wouldn't you? But that's it for me for now. See you next time.